Hello everyone. In this lab, I'm going to show you how we can create this pressure disk in the SolidWorks using the ribs command and the shells command. Here you can see different views of this disk, which is the top view, front view, bottom view, right view, and then there are some detailed views in which we can see the details of few features like the thickness of this disk and then the width of the disk, and here we can see the thickness of this rib that is attached at the bottom. So, how we can create this disk in SolidWorks? So, first of all, we need to think of a way like of a sketch that we can extrude to get 70 to 80% of the material. So, since this is a simple disk, we can think of this 75 millimeter circle as the base sketch, which can be extruded by 5 millimeter to get the round disk. And after that, we can use the shell command using this 2 millimeter thickness to get the shell inside this disk. The next step is to add few additional features, which are like 19 millimeter diameter circle, which will be the extrude. Then there will be this 6 millimeter diameter circle with this 8 millimeter hole. And so before digging this, since this is the cutout, we need to extrude this circle, which is 12 millimeter by 5 millimeter width, and then we can cut this 6 millimeter into the hole. And then the next step will be to add these ribs, which are like symmetrical. Since the part is symmetrical, we can create one rib, and we can use circular pattern command to create multiple ribs in this command. And finally, at the bottom of this section is this support, which can be drawn like uh, which can be drawn using the sketch feature and then can be extruded, and these portions can be added using the convert entities command. So let's shift to the SolidWorks. In the SolidWorks, I'm going to create a new part, and the dimensions are already set at millimeter, gram, seconds. So these are like SI units. The first step will be to create the main portion of the disk. So I'm going to sketch a circle on the top plane and on the origin using this coincident constraint. I'm sketching a circle and then going to smart dimensions and dimension it by 75 millimeters. Okay, I'm going to cross check. Yeah, so this is 75 millimeter, and I'm going to extrude this disc by 5 millimeter. So this is the extrude command that I have used, and I'm going to extrude this by 5 millimeter, and this is the blind extrude. Clicking on OK. Now the next step is to create the shell. So if you click on this feature button and then uh, under this tab, you can see this shell command. So when I click on this shell command, I can click on any surface here, and it asks me to like show preview. So I'm going to select this as 2 millimeters. So this shows me like this 2 millimeter wall. Except from this 2 millimeter wall, the remaining material is going to be removed. Or I can shell this outward so that a 2 millimeter offset wall will be created around this one. So I need the first one, and I'm going to click OK. So this is the basic disk that we need, and I'm going to work on this further to create other features. So the next feature that I'm going to draw is this uh, 12 millimeter diameter circle with 5 millimeter width from this top surface. So if I calculate this total length from the base plane that I'm going to select, that will be 5 millimeter mm, plus 5 millimeter, which is like total of 10 millimeter minus 2 millimeters. So that will be 8 millimeters. So what I'm going to do is select this face, go to sketch and sketch the circle at the center, dimension it to 12 millimeters, and then I'm going to extrude this by 8 millimeter, the distance that we have calculated, and it's a blind extrude. The next feature that I'm going to add is this hole, which is of diameter 6 and depth 8 millimeters. So selecting this top face and going to the sketch, I'm going to draw a circle with dimensions of, let me check. So it was 6 millimeter diameter, and this time I'm going to use extruded cut. So this is the extrude cut command, and the depth in this direction is 8 millimeters. So yeah, so it's exactly like pointing that, touching this particular face. The next thing is to create the ribs. So the SolidWorks comes with these advanced features where you can add ribs using the rib feature instead of like creating lines here and then extruded them like these. We can use ribs feature to create the ribs. So how it works is we need to specify the plane from where we are going to uh, draw the ribs. So in this particular drawing, you see these ribs, they are touching the top face of the disc which we use for the shell. So what I'm going to do is select this top portion, which is kind of a ring here, and then I'm going to sketch a simple line. We need to draw the lines where we want, so the lines where we want the ribs to attach. So ribs will be added between these two circles. So for the ribs, we do not need like the close sketch. This is the line that we have created. And if I go to this feature and clicking on this rib feature here in the SolidWorks, you can see there are two different directions in which we can extrude the rib. So the first one is parallel to the sketch and the second one is normal to the sketch. So for complex ribs, majority of the time this normal to the sketch feature is used, and I'm also going to do the same here. After clicking on this normal to the face, we need to specify the thickness of the ribs, which is 3 millimeter, and then these options you can select where in, so you can add the material to the left of the line, to the right of the line, or on the both sides of the line. So in this particular case I'm going to add the material on the both side of the line. After specifying this on both sides, we can like click on OK, and you see the SolidWorks has added this rib and automatically connected these solids together. and we can simply replicate this. So how many ribs we have in this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 ribs in total. I'm going to use the circular pattern feature of the SolidWorks, and the direction in which we need to. So I'm going to select this inside face along which we can replicate these ribs. So need equal spacing, and there are total of 8 ribs. So you can see the details here. Yeah, in total we will be having 8 ribs here. So it's that simple. We have added the ribs here, and anything else? Let's see. Oh yeah, there's one thing that we have missed. It's this 19 millimeter diameter circle, and this is of the same size as the ribs. So we can like simply create that feature here in this disk, or we could have used a circle to extrude those portion that portion of the rib. So what I'm going to do is simply add that as an extrude. Here we have this one, and the diameter is, let's see, so it's 19 millimeter, and the extrude dimension is 5 millimeters. So it's so actually 5 minus 5 minus 2 millimeters, that will be 3 millimeters. So it's same as the width of these. So here we have this basic sketch of the disk, and there are few more things that we need to add. So the first one is this support at the back side. I'm going to select the back side of this face and clicking on the sketch, going to the center rectangle and simply sketching this rectangle will make the things easier for us. So the dimensions of this support, it's like 82 millimeter by 6 millimeter, and the, let's say, the total height of this will be 4 millimeter actually. So you see this will be 4 millimeter, and here we have 6 millimeter and 82. So this dimension, this is 82 millimeters, this is 6 millimeters, and then I'm going to extrude this, and the extrude is like 4 millimeters, and we have this support at the bottom which is connected to the disk. And what I can do now is simply sketch this top face again, go to sketch, and here I'm going to show you how you can use convert entities feature. So the next extrude, so you see in this drawing, so this portion that you are seeing on the right side, this is like on one side it's circular, it's touching the circular disc, and on the other side it's like touching, it's intersecting with this support. So what I'm going to do is use this convert entities and simply select this face, click OK, and you see that you can see that the sketch that is enclosed is automatically created here. Similarly, I can go here and I can use convert entities. So here we have these sketches. So after creating the sketch, I'm going to extrude this, and instead of using blind, I'm going to select up to the surface, yes, and this surface. So you see that the end result is this merged portion of the support that we have added. And one last feature that we have here before the fillets is this support. So this is roundabout. This is a slot with 15 millimeter length and 3 millimeter diameter. Diameter. So I'm going to select this face, going to sketch, click on this slot, and on this vertical line, simply going to draw this slot. So the dimensions of the slot are, it's like 32. So the upper circle, which is 32 millimeter from the center of the disc, then we have 15 millimeter distance between two centers and 3 millimeters the diameter. I'm going to select the smart dimension and then dimension this to 15 millimeters. This end is actually 30 millimeters from this particular portion, and one last dimension that I'm going to add is the diameter of this one. So here I'm seeing the radius. So since the diameter is 3 millimeters, the radius will be 1.5 millimeters. Here we have this slot. What I can do is I'm going to create a center line here since the part is symmetric, and using this mirror entities command, so I want these to be mirrored and mirror about this portion. So we have this slot mirrored around this center line, and finally I'm going to extrude this by 4 millimeters, and it's a blind extrude. So now we have all the features that we needed in the compact disc. The final thing is to add the fillets, and I can see that the fillets are added around the bottom corner of the disc. So I think they are like around all of the edges that we are seeing here, and the dimension of the fillet is 1 millimeter. So I'm going to features. Under features, you can see this fillet, and we can select the details. I'm going to specify this to be 1 millimeter. This portion, this one, and let me check. Okay. So instead of selecting these edges, I can clear selection, and I'm going to select this whole face so that we can have all the fillets of 1 millimeter radius on all the sections. So this will be here as well. It's on this face. So it's usually better to divide the fillets into multiple parts. So I'm just removing this one and selecting this whole face so that we have the fillet on this portion. We need fillets on Okay, as of now, I'm going to just click OK so that uh, it's easy to process those fillets. If you add too much fillets in one go, it can crash SolidWorks sometime. So it's better to be careful. I'm going to add the fillets here, fillets on this face, fillets on these faces, fillets on these faces. Ah, not this one. So this is the wrong selection. I'm going to remove this one, last one that I selected, fill it on this face, fill it on these faces, and let me check if it's on the top faces or not. Yeah, that's it. So here you can see the details of the compact disc. I think that yeah, sorry, these edges, they do not have the fillet, so I need to edit this portion. And what I'm going to do is unselect this portion. I'm going to unselect this portion. Okay, so and simply I'm going to delete or clear all the selection, and then after clearing the selection, I see that yes. So this has the fillet, and this has the fillet. Then this portion has fillet, this portion has fillet, and for the support only these edges, they have this fillet. And the obviously the side ones, these and these, similarly this one and this one. Okay, and we have all the fillets now, and I'm going to change this. So everything is pretty much done here. So that's how we can make this pressure disc with all of these fillets and other details. So this portion also do not have that, I think. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much for your time, and we will be back with the next lab soon.